Hello and welcome back to Productive Dragons channel, where we do unboxes, playing with me's, and other things. And if you like that, please consider subscribing. Today, I'm going to tell you what I read in February. Want to see? Come join me. Alright, for the month of February, I actually read, out of the whole, was 27 days. One day I did not read. I read 10 books this month, and 3 of them were book club picks, which is going to be interesting. All right, so we'll start off with Grady Hendrix' How to Sell a Haunted House. This was, I have the physical book, but I also listened to the audio, which was done by Jay and Michelle Ensley. It was quite an interesting audiobook. I will say that if you are not a fan of puppets and dolls, I wouldn't read the book or listen to the audio. Because it was very much, whoever did Pumpkin's voice, which was a puppet, did a banger. I gave this 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was interesting. The dynamics of the family. Basically what happens is brother and sister do not see eye to eye. Sister always thought something horrific and always felt like the family just let the brother do whatever he wants, him being the youngest, and then turn around and the parents unfortunately had an accident and were dead, and so they have to deal with one another plus a house. So much fun. Not really. So yeah, this is very interesting. It was great. Like I said, I did give it a 4 star, so I'm glad this is in my collection. Next book I read was Searching for Dragons. This is the next one in the Enchanted Forest Chronicles. I absolutely love this series. I know it's middle grade, but I still love the series. It was a 5 star. The character is great. I need a new character in this one. I don't want to say too much because, like I said, it is a series. But we are dealing with the princess who is my favorite character because she's not your typical princess. She doesn't just, her is like, don't rescue me. I don't want to be rescued. I mean, come on. And even the king in this book likes the princess because she's not the typical princess. So all in all, that ended up being really good. So I read this one. Next, I read Hellbound Heart by Clive Barker. I love this book. I gave it 5 stars. It is a horror. This book here is what Hellraiser was based on. And I enjoyed it. I love Hellraiser as a movie. This was an interesting look. And as it almost followed verbatim. Most of it, I would say, did follow the movie. A little bit differences, but that's okay. I didn't mind. So yeah, I did love this. This was a 5 star. Of course, I just, what can I say? There's not much. He does have a very descriptive way about him, and I absolutely love Clive Barker's writing. All right, next we're going to All the Dangerous Things by Stacey Willingham. This one was a wild ride. I listened to the audiobook as well on this. I borrowed it from the library, and it was read by Carissa Victor? I'm not sure. I can't read my handwriting. 4 stars. I told somebody at my local library, I said, because she was reading, she was like, she says, did this happen I'm like, yeah, this happened but to me it was just a wild ride because it was like the character, you're just like, okay, did she not? And it's got 2 things going on, a past of hers and this present, and so it was just, for me, it was a wild ride. For anybody else it probably was nothing, but for me, this is my first book by her, so if I'm not mistaken, she did Flicker in the Dark. I would like to try that one next. But yeah, this one was definitely a good one. I enjoyed it. Next, I read Festival by Christopher Golden and Tim LeBon. That one I gave 4 stars. Very short, interesting horror. I enjoyed all the characters. There was pictures in the book that also helped out. So you're seeing a few things that they're describing. It was rather interesting. I told my friend if she liked horror and she was as Viking, I would recommend that book to her. So I managed to go to one of my libraries, and they were having what they called a blind book thing. And I found one with horror, and it said, "From even the greatest of horrors, irony is seldom absent." And I thought, oh, great, it's horror, it's short. What could it be? Why not try it? Now, in my real life, you will not catch me on a blind date. But I figured this would be safe, right? I got The Shutting House and H.P. Lovecraft. I absolutely hated it. This book, I gave 1 star. I absolutely hated this book. I have found no horror. I figured, oh, this is supposed to be a monster and he does some creative stuff. No. Absolutely no. That's all I'm going to say on that one. Then I read The Pale Dreamer by Samantha Shannon. Somebody was doing a book thing. They have this as one of their book clubs that they're doing the Bone season in. And so I said, okay. And this month was the novella, the 0.5, where you're introduced to Paige. And I was like, oh, that's pretty good. I can't remember who's doing the book club. It was someone online. I just happened to catch it, and I went, hey, why not? Let's try it out. So next month, I should be reading the Bones season, and we'll see how well that goes. But I gave this one a 4.5. I really enjoyed the novella. It was adorable, and it's got my interest peaked, so hopefully the Bone season will be just as well. Next, I also read Blade of Secrets by Priscilla Lemonsdale, and I actually had the audio for this. It was read by Emily Elliott. This is book 1. I gave it a 5 star. I absolutely love this. If you've seen my video earlier this week, it was the TBR, the Roll of Reads readathon, where I'm going to read the second book in the series. Our main character has social anxiety, and I can relate to that because I have a social anxiety. So it was really great to read about Ziva and what she was comfortable with, what she wasn't comfortable with. She's with her family and things like that. It's just, I enjoyed the book all the way through. So I can't wait till next month when I read the second book in the series. And I think the final book in the series, because I don't think there's any more after this. So this will be really interesting. I can't wait. And all in all, I gave it a 5 stars. Next was this book. Well, this was for JNR Reading Book Club. Why hasn't nobody told me about this before? I had the book as well as the audiobook, and it was read by the author. For those of you who have had therapy and whatnot, you'd understand. And this was some great tools in it. I gave this a 5 stars as well. I would love to have this in my collection. This is actually the library book, but this was all good. It gave you some insights that I haven't seen before, and I was very impressed with. So all in all, this nonfiction book was really good. So, because this was nonfiction month. Next month for R&J or JNR is a fiction book. I can't wait to see what we're going to do for the next nonfiction poll. And luckily the poll that I picked for the fiction one actually won. And last but not least of the month of February, I read Quarter to Midnight. This is 15 Tales of Horrors and Suspense by Darcy Coates. I gave this one a 4-star. Some of the stories hit, some of them didn't. I will tell you that if you don't like if you had no problems with mannequins before, you will after this book. I found that I did in 2 of the stories. I was like, oh yeah, these 2 are definitely. I will not look at mannequins again. It's the same way. But there's other stories in here, and like I said, some stories hit, some were really great, and some were like, okay. So yeah, those are the books that I read in the month. Next month, I will be doing, like I said, the role of readathon, which I will link that video up there. I've actually done a TBR for that one. I'm also thinking of doing March Through Your TBR and maybe Springathon. I'm not sure yet, but I'm definitely doing the roles of readathon. Let me go ahead and show you what happened when I did my TBR for the month of February of my tic-tac-toe. Hello, and here's past me telling you about what I did on my TBR, which, surprise, surprise, I actually did a full box. Yay! I will tell you what I read. Published in the 1980s was Hellbound Heart by Clive Barker. Physical TBR was All the Dangerous Things by Stacey Willingham. Starting a series was The Pale Dreamer by Samantha Shannon. New to the TBR, 1 month old, it was Festival. That is Christopher Golden and Tim LeBon, I think is his name. True crime. I actually used a friend can read this book for me, which I used Peter Mon's A Dark Night in Aurora. He didn't like it. I'm so sorry. My mood read was A Blade of Secrets by Teresa. I'm gonna butcher the woman's name, so I'm not gonna try. Intimidated book. I actually used another reward, which was a freebie. Let's see here. Haunted House was How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. And the last but not least, 2-person point of view is Searching for Dragons by Patricia Weirdy. So I have a whole book, a whole box filled. Normally I only do that for the drawings, but this time I had that. So far I only still have 2 more rewards for that are backlogged, which was December's mood read and January's favorite genre. So we're gonna go ahead, and I ended up getting a few people helping me out, getting me some more rewards. So I'm going to do a full box of rewards. I'm going to do 9 rewards. There's 8 tic-tac-toes, and I count the whole board as 1, so that'll be that. And we came up with 31 rewards for the reading. So without further ado, first one, 21. Swap a prompt. Okay. 22. Buy a book related candle. Okay. 24. Double up 1 book, 2 prompts. Okay. 13. Shopping amount of $40. 15. Shopping amount of $20. 1. What was 1? Get a self-care book. Okay. 17. Did we not just do 17? No, we did not. So that is $30 amount. 4. Get a comic book. All right. And last but not least, 16. No social media for 5 hours. Okay. All right. So that's my rewards for the month of February. Finishing that. Oh boy. So let's go to the next part. Let's now break the prompts. I've got this on a wheel that will delete after every one, so I should not have repeats here. So the first one is prompt 41. Book older than me. Ooh. Ooh. That's scary. That's going to be a classic. 45. Author has your initials. Okay, that's another doozy. 42. Goodreads nominee for 2021 plus. Okay, so I just got to look at some of those. We'll see if I do any of those. 98. A blue cover. Okay. 25. 2+ authors. Okay. Okay. Should be interesting. 31. Repeat author. Okay, I like that. Okay. Next one is 18. An orange cover. Okay. 38. A book with a monster in it. Okay. And last but not least, 139. Suspense. Okay. I have a book older than me. Author has your initials. A Goodreads nominee from 2021 plus. Blue cover. 2+ authors. Repeat author. Orange cover. Book with a monster in it. And suspense. That's going to be March's tic-tac-toe board. Going to be interesting. Back to Future. Now we're back. Quite interesting how that happened. All in all, do I see me doing my TBR, the tic-tac-toe TBR? If I get some on there, fine. If I don't, that's okay too. I'm really going to hit with the readathons more than anything. So I'm definitely going to hopefully get the roll of readathon reads done first. The only book that I don't have access to is one book. And like I said in that video, I'm supposed to be getting it in my Nightworms, and hopefully I do get it in my Nightworms, because then it's like I'm gonna have to pick another book for it if I don't. But other than that, what did you think of the books that I read? Did you agree with me on some? Let me know in the comments below. Like the video, and until next time, I hope you're having a wonderful